If you have diabetes mellitus, or diabetes as we generally call it, you have too much glucose in your blood. This causes you to have to urinate a lot and feel thirsty all the time. It can also make you feel very tired, sleepy and lose weight. This is because your body has an insulin production problem. Glucose is a kind of sugar. Glucose comes from the food you eat and ends up in your blood. Glucose is contained in carbohydrates, which you can find in fruit, but also in bread, beans, rice, pasta and potatoes. Glucose can be a separate free particle in food, but it can also be attached to another particle, or it can be part of multiple attached particles such as in starch. These are broken down into small pieces in your stomach and intestines. This free glucose is absorbed by your intestine wall and sent into your blood. The glucose in your blood is called blood sugar. Your blood transports glucose to all parts of your body that need energy, such as your muscles and your brain. The cells in your body need it as an energy source, so that you can think, move and grow. Some of the glucose is stored in your liver as a reserve for later. Your body is made up of cells. A muscle, for example, is made up of a large number of muscle cells. Your brain is made up of brain cells, and your liver is made up of liver cells. These cells need glucose as a fuel to be able to function properly. They obtain the glucose from your blood, for which they need insulin. Insulin is a hormone that is produced by special cells in your pancreas, so-called beta cells. Insulin makes it possible for the glucose from your blood to enter the cells. It works like a key that opens the door to a cell, so that the glucose can go in. This process lowers the amount of glucose in your blood and gives your body energy. When you have diabetes, you are not making insulin. In some cases, you are not making enough insulin and it is not as effective. There are different types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is the most common type of diabetes in children. This is when your pancreas does not produce insulin anymore. Without insulin, the doors to your cells cannot be opened, and the glucose stays in your blood. You then have too much glucose in your blood. Seeing as your kidneys cannot process all that glucose, the glucose ends up in your urine, along with extra water. This is why you have to urinate so often and feel thirsty all the time. Since the glucose cannot get into your cells, it cannot be used as fuel to give you energy. Your body has to get the energy from other sources, and that is not good for you. This causes all kinds of symptoms, such as tiredness, fatigue, feeling nauseous, and weight loss. When it gets really bad, you may even lose consciousness and end up in a coma. Type 1 diabetes is caused by your body's own immune system, which normally protects you against pathogens, attacking and breaking down the beta cells in your pancreas that make insulin. This is why it is called an autoimmune disease. What exactly causes diabetes is not yet known. Sometimes children have type 2 diabetes. Your pancreas does then still make insulin, but less of it, and the insulin is less effective. As a result, the cells get less glucose, and there is too much glucose in your blood. You may therefore need to urinate often and feel thirsty a lot, just like with type 1 diabetes. Since the cells do get some glucose, they do still get energy. Elderly and overweight people who do little or no exercise tend to have this type of diabetes. Since there are more overweight children now, it has also become more common in children as well. Having too much glucose in your blood for a long time or often, which means your blood sugar level is too high, will break down some of your body cells. Especially those body cells that do not need insulin to absorb glucose will be damaged. This results in damage to your small and large blood vessels, and your nerves, for example. You will not notice it immediately, but in the long run it is possible to develop the following symptoms: sight loss, kidney problems, damage to your nerves and brain, cardiovascular diseases, problems with your feet, skin problems, disturbed fat balance in your blood. A high blood sugar level also increases the chance of infections. Effective treatment of diabetes is therefore very important. Diabetes doesn't go away. To minimize the symptoms of diabetes, you need to prick yourself every day to measure your blood sugar level and inject insulin. Or you can use an insulin pump to do it for you. Plus, you need to watch what you eat and be careful what you do, such as sports and exercise. This can be quite hard. How much insulin you have to inject depends on the amount of glucose you ingest by eating and the amount of energy your body consumes. It is important that your blood sugar level does not rise too high, hyper, or drop too low, hypo. Both these situations can cause serious health problems. A healthy blood sugar level is roughly between 4 and 10 millimoles per litre. In Belgium, between 72 and 180 milligrams per decilitre. Your doctor and diabetic nurse will assess with you what value is right for you.